Welcome back, students and scholars. We have now completed the main concept videos of ASC 205. So today's class is where we convert knowledge into judgment. This is the practice session, MCQs and short answers. We will touch all four parts of ASC 205: comparability under ASC 205-10, discontinued operations under ASC 205-20, liquidation basis under ASC 205-30, and going concern under ASC 205-40. The goal is not just to get answers correct, the goal is to understand why an answer is correct and why the other options fail. Here is how to use this practice class. Read the facts carefully, identify the subtopic being tested, choose your answer before I explain it, and then study every option explanation. Even if you get the answer right, do not skip the wrong options. Wrong options teach the traps. In accounting exams and professional work, the mistake is rarely because someone knows nothing. The mistake usually happens because two options look similar and one word changes the conclusion. So stay active, think through the facts, and lock your answer before the explanation. Before the first question, let us refresh the ASC 205 memory map. ASC 205-10 is about comparing periods and keeping presentation readable across time. ASC 205-20 is about separating major exits when a component is disposed of or held for sale, and the disposal represents a strategic shift. ASC 205-30 is about liquidation basis when liquidation becomes imminent. ASC 205-40 is about going concern doubt, where management evaluates conditions first, plans second, and then reaches the disclosure conclusion. Keep the line in mind: compare, discontinue, liquidate, doubt. MCQ1 tests ASC 205-10 comparability. A company previously combined selling and administrative expenses into one line. In the current year, the amount becomes material, so management separates selling expense and administrative expense. Net income is unchanged. What is the best presentation approach? Think carefully before choosing. Is this an error correction? Is it a reclassification? Is it a discontinued operation? Read all four options and select the one that best protects comparability without pretending that profit has changed. The correct answer is option B, reclassify prior periods to conform when presented comparatively and explain the change. Option A is wrong because net income is unchanged, so this is not automatically an error correction. Option C is wrong because changing current presentation while leaving prior periods unexplained damages comparability. Option D is wrong because separating an expense caption has nothing to do with discontinued operations. The memory rule is simple. Reclassification changes where amounts appear. It does not automatically mean the prior numbers were wrong. MCQ2 comes from the ASC 205-20 discontinued operations. A company named Metro Gear sells its entire industrial tools division. The division has separate operations and cash flows, represents a major line of business, and the sale supports management's new strategy to focus only on consumer products. Now ask yourself, does this look like a routine disposal or does it look like a major strategic exit? Use the three gates: component, exit event, and strategic shift. Think through those gates and choose the best option. The correct answer is option A. It may qualify as discontinued operations. The facts indicate a component because the division has separate operations and cash flows. The exit event exists because the division was sold. The strategic shift appears to exist because the company is leaving a major line of business and changing its operating focus. Option B is wrong because a sale can still qualify. Option C is wrong because liquidation is not required. Option D is wrong because this is not an estimate change. The rule: a sale is not enough, but it can be the exit event. MCQ3 tests a common strategic shift trap. Brightwave stops selling one small product inside a larger home electronics segment. The product does not have separately distinguishable operations and cash flows, and the segment continues normally. This is where students often rush. The word stop selling sounds like discontinued, but accounting does not follow casual language. Ask first, is there a component? Then ask, is there a strategic shift with major effect? Review the facts carefully and choose your answer. The correct answer is option B, report the product exit in continuing operations. Option A is wrong because the product is not a separately identifiable component with distinguishable operations and cash flows. Option C is wrong because liquidation basis applies to an entity facing imminent liquidation, not a small product exit. Option D is wrong because a small product exit does not make all prior periods non-comparable. The memory rule is important. A discontinued product is not automatically a discontinued operation. Accounting asks whether a qualifying component exited. MCQ 4 brings us to ASC 205-30. A company has recurring losses and serious liquidity pressure. No liquidation plan has been approved, liquidation is not being imposed, and management is still trying to refinance. Which conclusion is most appropriate? This question is designed to test whether you confuse financial distress with liquidation basis. Losses are serious. Liquidity pressure is serious. But seriousness alone does not always change the accounting basis. Think through the actual trigger before answering. The correct answer is option B. Liquidation basis is not triggered only by financial distress. Option A is wrong because recurring losses do not automatically mean liquidation is imminent. Option C is wrong because discontinued operations require a qualifying component disposal, not general distress. Option D is wrong because ASC 205 does not remove prior year financial statements simply because the entity is under pressure. The memory rule is one of the strongest in this topic. Distress may raise going concern questions, but it does not automatically create liquidation basis. MCQ 5 continues the ASC 205-30 but now focuses on measurement. Once liquidation basis applies, what becomes the reporting focus? The key is to remember that normal going concern reporting is no longer the right story. Users want to know what assets may realize, what obligations must be settled, and what costs will arise during the wind down. Choose the option that best describes expected collection, sale amounts, liabilities, and liquidation related costs. The correct answer is option B. Measure assets at expected collection or sale amounts and recognize relevant liquidation related costs. Option A is wrong because continuing normal going concern measurement would miss the liquidation objective. Option C is wrong because liabilities do not disappear just because the entity expects to close. Option D is wrong because ASC 205-30 requires liquidation basis statements. The memory rule. Liquidation reporting asks what may remain for claimants after realization, settlement, and wind down costs. MCQ 6 is testing the ASC 205-40 going concern sequence. Harbor Foods has a large loan due in 8 months and does not currently have enough cash to repay it. Management believes it can refinance, but the refinancing plan has not yet been evaluated. What is the correct sequence? This is a classic trap. Do not let management optimism jump ahead of the standard. Think in order. Step 1 first, step 2 second. Identify whether substantial doubt exists, then evaluate plans if needed. The correct answer is option A. First identify whether substantial doubt exists, then evaluate management's plans. Option B is wrong because management cannot assume refinancing success before completing the step 1 assessment. Option C is wrong because debt due within 1 year does not automatically trigger liquidation basis. Option D is wrong because a near-term loan maturity is absolutely relevant to going concern evaluation. The memory rule is clean. Problem first, plan second, disclosure after conclusion. Now we move into short answers. Short answer 1 asks you to explain the basic test for presenting a disposal as discontinued operations under ASC 205-20. Write 4 to 5 concise points. Structure your answer like a checklist, not like a long essay. Cover the qualifying unit, the exit event, and the strategic shift condition. Take a moment to build your answer before the model structure. In exam writing, clarity beats length. A sharp checklist usually scores better than a long, wandering paragraph. Here is a strong model answer for ASC 205-20. First, identify the unit. The disposal must involve a component or group of components with distinguishable operations and cash flows. Second, check the exit event. The component must be disposed of or classified as held for sale. Third, assess whether the disposal represents a strategic shift with a major effect on operations and financial results. Fourth, if all gates are met, present the results separately as discontinued operations. Fifth, if any gate fails, keep the results in continuing operations. Short answer 2 asks when liquidation basis applies under ASC 205-30 and what reporting consequences follow. This question tests both the trigger and the reporting shift. Do not write only when liquidation happens. That is too vague. Explain that liquidation must be imminent, then explain what changes after that threshold is crossed. Write 4 to 5 points covering the approved or imposed trigger, expected realization, liabilities, liquidation-related costs, and required statements. A strong model answer begins with the trigger. Liquidation basis applies when liquidation is imminent, either through an approved plan by those with authority or through imposed liquidation by external forces. Financial distress alone is not the trigger. Once liquidation basis applies, assets are measured based on expected collection or sale amounts. Liabilities and estimable liquidation costs are recognized. The entity prepares liquidation basis statements and remeasures estimates as facts change. The final memory line. Distress asks a going concern question, but imminent liquidation changes the reporting basis. Short answer 3 asks you to explain the two-step going concern evaluation under ASC 205-40 and the disclosure result. This is a high-value written answer question because it tests sequence. Write 5 concise points. Mention step 1, the role of known and reasonably knowable conditions, the fact that management plans are not used in step 1, the step 2 evaluation of plans, and the 3 disclosure outcomes. Build your answer carefully. If the sequence is wrong, the answer loses strength even if the words sound technical. Here is the model answer. Step 1 evaluates known and reasonably knowable conditions and events to determine whether substantial doubt exists. Management does not include mitigating plans in step 1. If substantial doubt is raised, step 2 evaluates whether management's plans are probable to be implemented and probable to mitigate the doubt. If no substantial doubt exists, no specific going concern disclosure is required. If doubt is alleviated, the conditions and plans are disclosed. If doubt remains, a clear going concern disclosure is required. Let us consolidate the common exam mistakes. First, calling every sale a discontinued operation. Remember, a sale is only one gate. Second, using liquidation basis because of losses alone. Losses may be severe, but liquidation basis needs its own trigger. Third, using management plans too early in going concern analysis. Step 1 comes before plans. Fourth, confusing reclassification with restatement. Fifth, forgetting that disclosure follows the conclusion. These mistakes repeat because students jump to labels too quickly. Slow down, identify the subtopic, then apply the correct framework. So, here is the final practice memory card. ASC 205 answers follow the business story. ASC 205-10 asks whether periods can be compared. ASC 205-20 asks whether a major strategic exit must be separated. ASC 205-30 asks whether liquidation basis is triggered. ASC 205-40 asks whether going concern doubt exists and how it should be disclosed. The final takeaway is this: good presentation comes from good judgment. Do not just memorize words, learn the decision path behind the words. Alright students and scholars, we are almost done with the ASC 205 except the video on final revision, IFRS Bridge and SAP Bridge. We will quickly review ASC 205 10, 20, 30 and 40, then connect the US GAAP presentation model with broader reporting perspectives. If this practice class helped you test your understanding, please like the video, share it with colleagues who are studying accounting standards, and subscribe to Commerce Regiment. Great work today. Practice is where confidence gets built and you just walk through the full ASC 205 judgment map. All the best and happy learning.